Hey, stressed, what's up? Ah, things are not going extremely well. And today I'm going to do a movie review on Tar. So yeah, I about 4 hours ago I went to the cinemas and watched the movie Tar. It's the first time I've gone to the cinemas since early September or late August, I think. And yeah, it's been a while, and there are so many movies right now that I would really love to see in the cinemas, but I just barely have any time to do anything nowadays. So I really sacrificed a lot by watching Tar. But anyways, for about $12, actually $13, I watched Tar, and it is a new movie directed and written by Todd Field. It stars Kate Blanchett, Kate Blanchett as the world-renowned Western classical musical composer Lydia Tarr, who is fictional. And this movie is about her fall from grace. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil much. This movie is 2.5 hours long. It is very long, and judging by the trailer, you know this kind of movie is a very acting, very dialogue heavy kind of movie. And that's pretty much it. It really lived up to my expectations in terms of how the movie is going to feel like. Again, very long, very highbrow, kind of slow, not in a super artsy way, in a straightforward way. Very dialogue heavy. And yeah, first of all, this movie is sorta about cancel culture, but it is also more than that. It is also about publicity and image, and it's also a fantastic character study on Lydia Tarr. Yeah, she's kind of sociopath, or at least she lies her way into things. But you see her character enough to understand why she would do these things, but yet the movie doesn't invite you to side with her at all. Like at the end, we all recognize that she is kind of a douchebag, and her fall from grace just makes a lot of sense. The movie has a really slow beginning. The first scene is like a 15-minute long interview between Lydia Tarr and someone from the New Yorker. And the third scene of this movie is like a 10-minute or I think 15-minute long take set in a sort of a musical classroom, which is very impressive. Now, the performances are amazing. Kate Blanchett is truly fantastic in this movie. One of the best performances I've ever seen from her, and she's definitely getting nominated for an Oscar again. There is no doubt, if not winning again for the third time. But then again, you never know. And the dialogue, let's talk about the dialogue. So I'm not a native English speaker, even though I sound like it. And for the most part, usually I can figure out what's going on, what are the people saying when I watch movies in LA. Because movies in LA, when they screen it in cinemas, they don't provide English subtitles, whereas in Hong Kong, they always do provide English subtitles. And for movies like Crimes of the Future and Nope, I sometimes have trouble listening to the dialogue because I really don't understand what they're saying sometimes. But it's still fine, especially for Nope. I could still figure out like what's going on. But for Tar, I guess I probably didn't pick up about 20% of the dialogue. Sometimes they use phrases and they use sentences that I just haven't heard before and I don't really get it. Sometimes they speak really fast and they always use jargons and slangs that's heavily used in the classical music world that I have no idea about. And I think it's intentional. I mean, of course, only a small portion of the people watching this movie would know all these like composers and whatever. I don't know what's going on, but I do really appreciate that Todd Field is not like underestimating or yeah, he's not underestimating our intelligence. Like he expects us to really full on be compelled, full on with the ride that is the movie. And even if we don't understand what's going on, we need to still keep going and see what's going on. And that's how I feel from the directing here. And judging by the trailer, and as expected and coming true, this movie has simple but effective cinematography and editing. And they're simple because the focus is really on the story and the performances, and they're both really good. And I really like the slow descent into madness. I almost thought, because I didn't really know what this movie is about, I thought this movie was sort of about how Lydia Tarr progressively gets insane, which is sort of true, but there are legitimate like moments where Lydia Tarr would be running in the woods and then she would hear a woman screaming and then she would look and she couldn't find anything. And I thought, wow, she's like hearing voices now and she's going insane. And maybe that really is the case, but this movie didn't exactly go that route. I also really love the portrayal of paranoia here. Lydia Tarr gets more and more paranoid as the movie progresses. If there's one issue I have with the movie is that the resolution after the climax is a little bit too long. So much so that I thought it isn't the resolution and I thought there's more to it, but then it just sort of ends abruptly and I was like, what? Is there more to it? But yeah, aside from that, this is a really good movie. This is a very great character study. It's very highbrow. It treats a pretty interesting and controversial subject matter in a very sort of highbrow way, in a very high octane. I wouldn't say artistic, but I would say in a very mature and in a graceful way. And it's pretty great. Yeah, 2022 has so many freaking great movies. And then of course there's Triangle of Sadness and The Banshees of Inisherin and other films that I really want to watch and will probably end up in my top 10 of the year. But for now, I'm giving Tar a strong 8 to a light 9 out of 10. So if you watched Tar from 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching.